the series tonight at Fenway. The Sox in Cleveland, as the Red Sox find themselves currently in the basement of the American League East and turning to their #1, Nathan Eovaldi, to battle their way back over 500. Great to have you, everybody. I'm Dave O'Brien, and delighted to have in the Red Sox Hall of Famer Tim Wakefield. Also, Jemiah Webster in just a couple of moments. Wake coming out of the bullpen, as it were, which he's done before. 200 wins, but also great work out of the bullpen.
Come in relief before, yeah.
You know what you're doing here. Yep. Nathan Eovaldi, this is his third time, Wake, coming back from the IL, his third start, and we're going to keep a very close watch on that velocity tonight.
Yeah, definitely. His velocity was down a little bit in his last start, unfortunately, and for me, it looks like mechanics. Watching him throw, I kind of picked up a little bit. His arm was down a little bit. He becomes more of a merry-go-round and not a Ferris wheel, so I want to see him get some more leverage over the top, and I want to, obviously we're going to see the stats here. His last 2 starts. What bothers me about this statistic is that his pitches per inning are up. 4.1 innings at 78 pitches, 2.2 innings at 63 pitches. If we can get him between 10 and 15 pitches per inning, I think he'll last into the 7th or 8th inning. All
right, nice night tonight at the ballpark.
Beautiful night.
Time for us to join the Red Sox in celebrating Puerto Rican Heritage Night at Fenway Park.
Secretary and Assistant Pageant Director, Marisol Diaz. Entertainment Director, Miguel Ortiz. And Associate Director, J.T. Miranda. Greeting them on the field are members of the Boston Red Sox Latinx Employee Resource Group. We now invite 2016 Olympic gold medalist Monica Puig and Massachusetts State Representative John Santiago to step forward and deliver a ceremonial first pitch. Catching are Alex Cora and Ramon Vasquez. Okay, let's see some strikes. Thank you. It is now time for our national anthem. Presenting the colors tonight is Cub Scout Pack 79 of Andover Honor Guard. And here to perform our national anthem is a singer-songwriter originally from San Juan, Puerto Rico. He became interested in music at a young age and found his niche in R&B and soul when his family moved to the United States. He has been writing and recording for more than a decade and recently released his first album, Superhuman. Please welcome Isma.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the gave proof through the nights that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet waves o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you.
And the first pitch between the Red Sox and the Guardians is right around the corner, right here on Nesson. Delivering since 1898. Rocket Software, the only modernization partner solving your most complex IT challenges. And by buyatoyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit buyatoyota.com. Nathan Eovaldi taking the Red Sox out onto the field tonight. City Connect uniforms again. Red Sox finally lost a game in those last night. They had been 6-0.
That's okay. Their record's still good.
Pretty darn good in those things going back to 2021. And the Guardians have pulled in front of the Red Sox in a wild card race. Here's a look at their lineup heading into game number 3. Stephen Kwan, he's been impressive with the bat, hitting .295. He's a rookie. Rosario, very hot bat right now, followed by Ramirez, one of the best hitters in baseball, driven in .79. Naylor, Reyes, Miller, Jones, who homered last night, Hedges, who homered last night, and Miles Straw, the center fielder. Up against the Red Sox starting pitcher, presented by Audi. Visit your New England Audi dealer and experience the fully electric Audi e-tron today. Nathan Eovaldi, 4-3, ERA at 4.30 right now, 3-2 lifetime against Cleveland.
And here's the Red Sox defense, presented by the Oakers Company, celebrating over 100 years of service and support, and proud home of TouchView Interactive. At third base, we got Bobby Dahlbeck. At shortstop, we got Xander Bogaerts. At second base, we got Yalmer Sanchez. At first, we got Franchi Cordero. Left field, Alex Verdugo. Center field, Jarren Duran. Right field, Jackie Bradley Jr. And catching is Christian Vasquez. And pitcher is Nate Eovaldi.
The umpires are brought to you by buyatoyota.com, Toyota's official website for deals. And Ben May has home plate tonight with Barry, Iasagna, and Foster on the bases. We're available as telecast, can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP is brought to you by Toyota Certified Used Vehicles. Visit toyotacertified.com and see factory back used Toyotas right now. Weather forecast presented by Window World, the official replacement window of the Red Sox. Very nice night, 79, partly cloudy. We are set for baseball. Red Sox trying to battle their way out of that basement right now at 49 and 49. Nate has made 2 starts since coming off the IL with lower back inflammation. Missed 5 weeks, and both of the outings have been short. 4 1/3 against the Yankees. That was a game the Red Sox won, and less than 3 innings against Toronto in the infamous 28-5 loss on Friday.
That was a hard one to watch. Unfortunately, Nate didn't have his great stuff, and defense wasn't too good either, but hopefully he can make some adjustments from his last start and pitch well into the 8th or 9th tonight.
Well, Kwan will lead things off. .295 with a couple of home runs for the first-year man. And in there for a strike. That's 95.
There we go. Got some velocity back. You know, sometimes when you're on the IL, you lose a feel of how to compete. You don't get down to go to the minor leagues and kind of work yourself back up. You just throw you right back in the mix, and sometimes you can't get that feel back.
Cutter in there for a strike, 0-2. Well, if the season ended today, it would be Toronto, Seattle, and Tampa Bay as the American League wildcard teams, with the Yankees, Twins, and Astros winning their divisions. Luckily for a lot of other people, including the Red Sox, the season does not end. This is game number 99.
Yeah, they got 60+ games left. No need to hit the panic button quite yet. that, you know, a lot of guys are on the IL, not very healthy. You're relying on a lot of guys that don't really play every day, that are, you know, defensive players. And
Cordero, a little flip there, handled that one smoothly, and Eovaldi to the bag for out number 1. I always think of this Cleveland organization, especially since Tito got there, as a lot like, at least how I look at it, Tampa Bay. You know, out of the spotlight, kind of off the radar, but they develop good young players like we just saw there, Stephen Kwan. He's a really fine young player, good outfielder too. Yeah, nobody really talks much about him.
No, because, yeah, like you said, they're in a weird spot, not a very big market. They got one of the best managers ever. I want to say he's the next manager that's definitely going into the Hall of Fame. It's hard to believe he's been there for 10 years, but he gets the best out of his players. It's kind of fun to watch from afar how he develops the young guys. And there's a lot of young guys on this team that are very, very talented.
Since Tito got there as the manager in 2013, they've won 90 or more games 5 times. They've gone to the postseason 5 times.
Yeah.
They've won over 100 games one of those years. Rosario, the ground ball charged by Xander. Got it there, and he came off the bag. Cordero is off first base. And so Rosario will be safe. Forced to stretch for that and could not maintain contact.
Yeah, unfortunately, is one of those weird stretches. He had to go to his left. We'll see a replay of it right here. You know, 3-hopper to Xander. Normally that's a no-brainer, but I think he did come off the bag.
Feeling for it there at the end as a giveaway too. It's a base hit. Infield single for Rosario, and that'll bring up the always dangerous Jose Ramirez. 289, 19 home runs with 79 driven in. Seattle's already won today. They beat Texas 4-2. 5 or 6 weeks ago, we were never mentioning the Mariners, but
no, I mean, they went on that run. Would they win 20 or 19 straight?
Won 14 in a row into the break, and so they're right there for the wild card.
Yeah, crazy. The other team you need to watch out for is the Baltimore Orioles in the Eastern Division here.
You ain't lying. Now a half game over the Sox. Another team, you know, when the season started, you were like, they'll finish last. They'll lose 95. They won't be a factor. Everyone will feast on them. Not so fast.
Yeah. That's the way it's been for the last 10 years, though.
It has, but this lineup, you could tell right out of the chute, and the Red Sox met him early. It was going to be a different story.
Yeah.
It's a good lineup. It's a tough lineup.
And they can pitch, too.
They can pitch well enough. 49 and 48 Baltimore right now. High fly ball, and that one toward the triangle, but moving over Duran short of that triangle, and he's got it. And Rosario back to first. Ramirez got underneath that one, and 2 down. Red Sox starting pitcher stats brought to you by PNC Bank, helping to make a difference. Nate Eovaldi's career against Cleveland, 3-2, 3.47 the ERA. There's 2 down here in front of Naylor, first baseman. One of the big issues with Nate, and even during that long spell where he was the Red Sox best starting pitcher, and then the home run ball.
Yeah, he's been plagued by that the last couple of years for some reason. For me, I mean, I never hit, but for me, from a pitcher standpoint, I think the hitters, even though he throws really hard, I think the hitters see it really good out of his hand for some reason. I don't know why, but when he gets it elevated, that's when he gets in trouble.
And 18 home runs allowed this season. Number 1 on the staff. Up the middle, hard hit, and right there is Bogey to get the out and retire the side. Red Sox coming up in the first inning. By buyatoyota.com, Toyota's official website for deals. Duran, Verdugo, Bogarts 1, 2, 3. JD Martinez, second night back. He's the DH. Vasquez, Cordero, and Dahlbeck. Jackie Bradley Jr. in right. Sanchez at second against the Guardians. Starting pitcher presented by Amica. Discover Amica Auto, Home, and Life Insurance. Cal Quantrill 7-5. ERA at 3.75. He has been Johnny run support. They're getting about 5 runs per 9 for him.
There's always one of those pitchers in every rotation around the league that gets the most run support.
Fouled away by Durant. I remember a lot of starts where you weren't getting anything in your career. Found a way to win the game, but it was 2-1, 3-1.
I remember one. I don't remember what season it was. At 32 starts, I had like 9 or 10 no decisions.
Yes.
But I was going 5 and 6 innings in every one of those.
Durant 250 with a home run.
Just pitching on the wrong day. That's all.
I guess that's it. Or in his case, the right day.
Yes.
Had a cutter. He's got a hard slider. 6'3", about 195 pounds. And the 0-2. Little change up there off the plate. And Duran's 0 for 7 off him.
He pitches a lot like his dad did back in the day. A little bit more velocity than his dad had, but good sinker slider type of guy.
Paul Quantrill, really good pitcher. Cut on a miss for strike 3.
Let's take a look at the Guardians defense tonight. At third base, we got Jose Ramirez. At shortstop, we got Ahmed Rosario. Second base, Owen Miller. First base, Josh Naylor. In the outfield, we got Stephen Kwan playing left. Center field, Miles Straw. Right field, Nolan Jones. Doing the catching is Austin Hedges. And on the mound, Cal Quantrill.
Tito in the dugout. As Verdugo climbs in at 262 with 6 home runs. Red Sox anticipating the return of Rafi Devers, Trevor Story, Kike Hernandez, Michael Wacha, Rich Hill, Matt Strom. Some of those are certain to get back. Some of them more hopeful.
Yeah. The bullpen is probably the most important part of a baseball team other than offense.
And I think the Guardians really prove that. They're not a big offensive team. They score enough runs, but
right.
Rotation's okay. But the bullpen that we have seen in this series and saw in Cleveland, it's a really interesting and tough bullpen.
It is. Most of the guys that come in, especially after the 6th inning, are throwing gasoline. They're 90 to 100 plus. Just some nasty movement. And when your starter goes 5, goes 6, it's time to shut the door. And they got him down there. That's for sure. We do too.
Class A, the closer is about as intimidating as it gets.
Goodness.
Throwing up over 100, high fly in the center field here. Straw right there though. And makes the grab. 2 down with Xander coming up.
Yeah, it's 100 with cut too, by the way.
Yes.
It's not straight.
It's nothing straight there. It comes right at you. They give you some interesting looks. Last night they got a really fine performance by McCarty out of the bullpen. He went multiple.
Yeah, they did the whole opener thing last night, and McCarty came in and just dealt for what, 3 innings, 4 innings, 3 innings.
And they had Karinchak warming up at one point. They decided not to bring him in. He's tough.
He's scary. I wouldn't want to face him. His stuff is filthy.
Yeah.
And he has those antics on the mound too. Like,
yeah,
he's instead of the pitcher or the batter charging the pitcher, you think that he might charge you.
It's interesting, right?
It's interesting.
And there a strike on Xander. Had a nice night last night. He had 3 hits. 12th time this season he's had a 3-hit game. 0-0 game here in the 1st inning. St. Louis and Toronto are underway. That's 0-0. And in the first, Tampa Bay is a 2-0 lead on Baltimore in the 1st inning. And in there for a strike, and Xander not thrilled with that.
I wouldn't be either.
JD next. Red Sox had a few of those last night. Off the plate strikes. And high chop. Miller fields and gets it. Red Sox go 1-2-3 in the 1st inning.
Cleveland Guardians, as we welcome you back fieldside to Fenway Park. And you know it's that time of the year, guys, when Red Sox Chief Baseball Officer Chaim Bloom is fielding questions from the baseball press for more than a half an hour. The trade deadline is fastly approaching. It's 3 o'clock on Tuesday, and although things haven't looked great recently for the Sox at about 20 games, just 4-14 over their last 18, he said this week won't dictate the things that could happen in 6 days. Bloom said at least the feeling right now is much more activity will emerge closer to the deadline. He told me that's why there's a lot of preparation leading up to August 2nd. His hope is to make moves that can bolster this Red Sox current club in their pursuit of a postseason berth. Dave.
Well, that's it. I think you hit it, Jemai. The most important thing I heard from Chaim Bloom was he's approaching it like the job is to get this Red Sox team into postseason play.
Absolutely. Whether it means going to get somebody or getting rid of somebody. I mean, trust me, those guys are very, very smart in that office, and they're going to do what's best for the Red Sox to get into the postseason and go far into the postseason and bring another World Series title.
Obviously, a lot of talk about the guys who are going to be free agents or closing in on the end of their contract. Like that man, JD Martinez's name has come up in some of the national stories. I saw Buster Olney talking about him yesterday. That, their club's obviously very interested. But what do you do if you're in the hunt? If you feel like you're in the hunt, virtually everybody is when you talk about the wild card. Sox trailing the Blue Jays, the Mariners, the Rays, the Guardians, Baltimore, and the White Sox in the wild card picture. But 3.5 out from that last spot. That's not insurmountable when you get just about everybody back.
Yeah, like I said in the open, like this team's banged up a little bit. There's a lot of guys on the IL. There's a lot of guys that are hurting. It's a long season. We still got over 60 games left, so I wouldn't be pushing the panic button too soon. This team gets the original team that they had on the field and the rotation and the bullpen back together again. I see them going far into the postseason.
Now, different story, obviously, and a far different spin if the Red Sox lose a bunch of games in a row leading up to that trade deadline.
Yeah, I don't know if that has a factor in the front office decision.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I mean, if they, if they're still 3.5, 4.5, even 5.5 games out by next Tuesday, I think they still make a trade to get somebody.
Even if you get to jump over 5 teams?
Yeah, there's still a lot of games left, OB.
Yeah.
There's tons of time. I remember in 04, we were 3 or 4 games over 500 when July 26th happened, right? We went on a
shot to right on its horse. Jackie can't get there. It'll take a bounce and go off into the crowd. That'll be a double. Franmil Reyes is 8 for 15 when he hits at Fenway Park in his career with 2 home runs. He loves it here.
He loves it here. Yeah, it was one of those pitches they're trying to go away, left it up just enough, didn't get on the corner enough, and big guy up in the zone, didn't hit it that hard. I mean, just sliced away from Jackie Bradley Jr. and hopped in the stands for a double.
I think your perspective is really, and obviously with Terry Francona here, and you're talking about 04, Red Sox really didn't get rolling until that second half.
Yeah, I mean, I think at one point we were 20-2. All they need to do is get hot, right? Be healthy, get on this crazy winning, not a crazy winning streak, but if they go 700 ball over the next 20 games or so, they're leaping people quickly. I promise you.
Like another 20-6 like they did in June.
Exactly.
Now, I don't think a lot of people look at the roster as constructed and have much hope that's going to happen if this stays like this. Line drive into center field. Reyes is into third. He's going to stop there as the throw comes in. So he can't score. They hold him up on a base hit by Miller. And runners are on at first and third with Nolan Jones about to dig in. Jones hit a 3-run homer last night.
Yeah, Nate's just trying to get ahead in the count here and left the fastball up. That seems to be his bugaboo. The elevated fastball. They seem to be able to get on top of it.
Jones 267, only 2 home runs, but blasted 1 to right in a victory last night. They made it 5-0, and that felt insurmountable. Now, it wouldn't if you had Trevor Story in there.
Yep.
It wouldn't if you had a bunch of other guys in there, namely Rafi Devers.
Kiki Hernandez has been on the shelf for a while.
First one to Jones. And that'll dip in there for a strike. Infield at double play depth, nobody out. They will concede a run to turn 2. Men on the corners. We were talking about Terry Francona and the success he's had, obviously both in Boston and in Cleveland, but remember how darn close they came to winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
With the Guardians. First, at that time they were the Indians.
Yep. Head
to head against the Cubs. They had a 3-1 lead in that World Series.
They did.
And it was right there for them.
It was right there. I don't remember what happened, but I remember they were close to. They were one game away from bringing a title.
In Game 7, there was a rain delay, long rain delay.
That's right.
Cubs would win it in 7 and break their curse. The 1-1. Made a good pitch with a split.
That had to be destiny, just like it was for us. You know, was it 90-something years?
Oh, I mean,
or 108 years before.
For them.
Yeah, for them. Yeah. 86 for us.
Curse of the Billy Goat for them.
What was that story? What I don't.
Well, it's supposed to have been the start of the curse. Somebody brought a billy goat onto the field at Wrigley, and that was the curse.
Ah, I gotcha.
Maybe stretching it a bit. A little chopper. Knocked down by Cordero. He'll flip back to first and throws it away. A run scores anyway. And the runners will be at first and second unless it left the field of play, and it did. So they'll each get an extra base, and they will move up on a misfire by Cordero. And just far too much of that has been going on.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Just weird stuff has been going on. A bad hop, can't get it in his glove, and he gets it in his glove and has a chance to get the batter runner at first and just throws it in the dugout. Yeah, that ball had some spin on it. When it hit its glove, it bounced out. Oh, just hope Nate's okay after that slide.
But ill-advised to throw it like that, to put it mildly.
It's hard to eat it when you know you got a chance to get it out. We saw that last night in the double play behind the back, and you know it's the only play when you're extended to your right for Vollmer last night that just ended up being an error, unfortunately.
Hedges with a foul tip. So a run in. That run was going to score anyway.
Yes.
But the runners were not going to move up 90 feet. So 2 men in scoring position. Hedges 6 home runs, belted 1 in the second inning last night, which got up into the monster seats and snapped in there for a strike. He is 1 for 6 in his career against Nate, and the 1 is a home run. So they actually charged Frenchie with 2 errors, a fielding error and a throwing error.
I just saw that.
To account for those 2 guys moving up. And a good block by Vasquez. It's the thing that bothers the manager of the Red Sox more than any other single thing is defensive lapses. And I don't think he looks around and says, well, I know that Trevor Story's not out there, and I know Kike Hernandez isn't out there. That's not how he looks at it. Major league players got to play better.
Yeah, I agree.
Dahlbeck eyes home but fires on as the run comes in to score. And it's 2-0 Cleveland. So Hedges picks up his 18th RBI.
Yeah, good pitch. Slider, cutter, down and away, rolls over to the shortstop, but they're playing deep, can't cut off the run. They do hold the runner at second base.
So 1 away. Straw now, 216, no home runs for the speedy center fielder. For all the numbers that predict performance or poor performance, maybe one of the most telling for the Red Sox this season has been the fact that they are 35-21 when they score the first run. 14 games over 500 when they score first.
Right.
Getting down quickly in this one, and a pop-up that'll drift foul out of play.
And when you put pressure on the other team, it makes it a lot easier for you to probably win. The probability for you to win is higher.
Well, I've heard some really good managers talk about that. Bobby Cox used to talk about it. Jim Leland used to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, in the time that you were with the Pirates, a National League team, I realized, but it's very common for that number 2 guy not to be your best hitter, but to be your best bunter.
Yeah, there's no bunting anymore. I mean, the Red Sox do it occasionally, which is nice, but the old National League rules of, you know, get them on, get them over, get them in, doesn't apply in the game today as much as it did back then.
Not terribly exciting, but it plays to that concept of if you score first, your chances dramatically improve to win the game.
I agree with that, but there's other ways to do it too.
Yes. Raffy Devers batting second, hitting a 2-run homer.
Yes.
Kind of like that idea a lot better.
That's what we're missing right now.
Breaking ball across for a strike.
How special is he?
Well, you know, listening to Big Papi talk about him and the way he talks about Raphael as one of the greatest players in the game today, greatest hitters, one of the top 3 hitters in the sport today.
Agreed. He reminds me a lot of David. He's so happy. He's just so happy to be out on the field. He's like a little kid playing Little League, right?
Shot toward the gap. That is out there. Duran won't get it. It's onto the warning track. Another run will score. And then his second base, Straw, he's got himself an RBI double. It is 3-0. And an ugly start to this one. Here comes Bush. So the number 9 hitter smacks a double.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a curveball down and away. Just hung it, left it over the middle of the plate. 2-2 count. That's a strike. That's a strikeout pitch, and you're supposed to bounce it, but unfortunately, it came up out of Nate's hand, and the hitter can see that really easily.
So the defense has let him down in the inning, but he's also given up 2 doubles and a single. And he's down 3-0 quickly. Alex Cora's talking about this after last night's defeat. This is just not a team as constructed with a lot of guys you wouldn't anticipate being in the lineup at this point in the year. If you're in a race for a wild card, it's just not a lineup that you can rely on to come from behind. Dig yourself a hole, and it is a long night. In there for a strike on Kwan. He's 0 for 1.
Yeah, but I think these guys have a lot of fight in them, for sure. It's not like they're playing hard all 27 outs. At least in the games that I've seen and covered, this team doesn't have any quit in them. That's for sure.
I'm going to have to rely on that tonight. Rosario on deck.
It's hard as a player when nothing's working right for you. The pitching's not good. The offense is not good. Defensively, you know, you're not in tune, and it's just they need one break for something to happen and start to click on all cylinders. But it's not happening right now. Got to find a way to fight your way out of this.
Still one more left with the Guardians after tonight. And then Milwaukee comes to town. And the Brewers with a 3-game lead in the NL Central right now over St. Louis. They're a first-place team.
Yeah.
And a good pitching team. 1-2. Broken bat, little looper. Sanchez to right. And we'll put that away. And they're 2 down. And Rosario, an infield hit first inning. Will bat here with a man at second, so they try to make sure they don't get another one across. So far 3 in the inning. Last 16 games, this guy's hitting .388, so you better be careful.
You got to be careful with this guy. Is it a bat break?
He's looking for a new one, I think.
Where's his caddy? Cundy. Chris Cundiff, one of the best bad boys ever.
Been doing it a while.
He's been doing it a while.
So Rosario to stroll back to the plate with 2 down, man at second. And you may be careful with this guy, but if you put him on, their best hitter is next.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. There we go.
Since the 30th of May, Ahmed Rosario leads the major leagues with 73 hits. Kind of goes to the point of our discussion a couple minutes ago. A lot of these guys are off the radar.
They are off the radar. I was looking at the averages in the lineup. They're all hitting really well. 1 through 10 or 1 through 9. I mean,
they don't strike out.
No.
You know, they put the ball in play, and you know, another inning where they're doing it here.
Right.
Some tough outs in there. Not a whole lot of power, but that one shot toward the alley. Duran will run it down. Made a nice running play to grab that one, but the Guardians get 3. Red Sox with work to do tonight. Well, you mentioned that Quantrill has been their run guy, the guy they get plenty of runs for this season, and just got him 3.
Yeah.
JD Martinez to lead off in second inning, got back into the lineup last night. Kind of a long night for him. He struck out 3 times. Very unusual for him. 299 now with 9 home runs. Looking to get his timing back.
This guy was missed in the first 2 games of this series. I'm glad to see him back in the lineup now.
He is 3 for 9 in his career against Quantrill. Christian Vasquez on deck. And a little pop up. Here comes Naylor right over the bag and makes the catch in foul territory, and 1 away. Leading the way is presented by Leader Bank. Look to Leader Bank for your next home loan. Member FDIC equal housing lender. Christian Vasquez rankings among American League catchers since 2018. Number 1 in hits and in doubles. Number 2 in runs. American League catchers.
Not surprised at that.
Right now 277. Three of his last 7 hits have been home runs. He's been driving it lately.
How about one right here, Vasquez?
Sox could use a shot of life. Cordero on deck. Red Sox dropping from 2nd place down to 5th at the moment, and from 11 games over to 49 and 49. And didn't feel like that long ago that the Red Sox were actually in the top spot for the wild card.
Yes.
A lot of shuffling since then.
There's been a lot of shuffling. All they need is a streak here. Just get something going. Get somebody, you know,
nice little
healthy.
7-game winning streak.
A 7-game winning streak, or 20-6, or do they go 26-2? That would work too.
I think the other thing that doesn't get discussed enough with what the Red Sox have done with this free fall is that, you know, 4/5 of the rotation at one point was missing.
I know.
Good luck surviving that.
We had 4 rookies called up and started this year. Last time that happened was, I think, 2006.
Oh, diving play. Miller from his knees. Oh, he stole a hit there from Christian Vasquez. That had base hit written all over it.
It did. Great at bat by Christian Vasquez. Put a lot of lumber on that ball. Just got into the reach of second baseman. Oh. That's called buzzard luck, OB. You hit a ball hard, think you're going to get a base hit, and you look up and the guy's diving for it and popping up, throwing you out at first.
Franchi going after the first one, pops a foul, hitting .218 with 4 home runs. And the bases are empty. 3-0 Cleveland. Yankees and the Mets are playing another edition of their Subway Series tonight. And the Mets are on top 1-0 there in the third. And then Mets took game number 1 of that series.
The Mets are good.
They are. And it looks like DeGrom is getting closer and closer to returning.
That'll be a big boost to their rotation.
Might return next week from reports I've seen, and that's down and in for a ball. Some rough news on Mike Trout, Angels superstar. Apparently has a very rare back condition that he's going to have to deal with for his entire career, but they just found this out. Although he said it's been blown out of proportion. He said, although it's pretty rare, that he plans to return this season. And he said, I'm not done. My career is not over. And that's going to be ball 4. So Franchi is on. He takes the walk with 2 down, and Dahlbeck will be next.
The Red Sox are excited to offer New England youth sports teams after-school programs and nonprofits a new ticket sales fundraising program. It's easy for organizations to sign up with our online forum. To learn more, visit redsox.com/group fundraising.
Bobby right at 200 with 8 home runs, trying to snap it 0 for 13 against Cal Quantrill. High fly ball. This one deep to left field. Way back there.
Yes.
And he hit it a ton. A 2-run shot. His 9th home run of the season. And the Red Sox close the gap quickly here in the 2nd inning and make it a 1-run game. A 2-run blast. That was what you call a high, majestic shot.
Yes.
That came off the bat at 110.2.
I'm not surprised. That's a no doubter right there. That's in the parking lot across Lansdowne Street there.
Red Sox desperately needed that.
Yes, they did.
Jackie Bradley hitting .210 with 3 home runs. That Red Sox home run brought to you by Nissan. Hard hit, base hit.
Here we go.
Off in the right center field. Jackie is on. 3 consecutive Red Sox reaching here with 2 down off Quantrill.
2-out magic.
You didn't really think all that much of the walk by Cordero, but that started it.
I was just going to mention that, OB. That was a huge walk. It was a close call, too, because I think Franchi thought he was going to get called out with the bat throw. He never heard it.
Make it right.
Ran to first. Good things happened after that.
Half of the Guardians started for their dugout.
Yeah, they did. I saw that.
A 6-game hitting streak now for Jackie. He's going to take off and now try to get back. He's in a rundown. Quantrill will lob it on, and Jackie will be run down for out number 3. So that retires the side. A base running mistake there by Jackie as he is caught, but Red Sox do get on the board. It's 3-2 Cleveland. A big blast from Bobby Dahlbeck, and the Red Sox are back in it 3-2. As we bring you the 3rd inning, Dave O'Brien alongside Red Sox Hall of Famer Tim Wakefield and Jemai Webster. 417 feet, that home run.
Didn't miss the sweet spot at all.
No, sir.
Love hearing that. Not when I'm pitching. When I'm on the bench. I never looked at him.
You never did?
I knew. I knew right away. I just asked for a new ball.
Pitchers know first, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
They know right at the crack of the bat, if not sooner, and that one's going to be popped up down the line. Off the bat of Jose Ramirez and off into the crowd. And Ramirez, if I were to ask you who has the most extra base hits in the American League, you might not say Jose Ramirez. You might say Aaron Judge or Rafael Devers or maybe even Mike Trout, but this guy is #1 in the American League, #2 in the majors with 55.
It's because he plays in Cleveland. That's the only reason why. Nobody knows who he is. But I've been watching him for a while now, and he's a good hitter.
Yeah.
You can't make a mistake. He will hurt you quickly.
Yeah, he's a marvelous player. Check the swing there. Big overshift around to the right on him.
He did well. Wasn't he in the home run derby, the All-Star game? I think. No.
He was not in the home run derby.
Did he hit a homer?
In the game. Did he hit a home run in the game?
Not sure. I know he played well.
He'll hit that one to the shift. Sanchez guns on to get him.
Win big with the Red Sox Foundation 50/50 raffle presented by DraftKings. Fans over 18 years old in Massachusetts can support the foundation and buy raffle tickets at redsox.com/50/50. Now through the 6th inning of tonight's game for a chance to win half of the net jackpot, which right now is at over $7,000.
You like to read that one.
I do.
Bat splits here. Naylor took a big hack. And he will need a new bat. Now check. Yeah, Ramirez was in the home run derby.
I thought he was.
Correct.
I thought he won in the first round. Maybe not.
I keep seeing visions of Julio Rodriguez hitting what, 81 home runs in the derby.
I think so.
Ridiculous.
Crazy. I was so happy for Albert Pujols though.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so fun to watch.
Great to see him there.
All the youngsters around him.
Idolized.
Oh.
Naylor marching on up with the new stick here. It is 3-2 Cleveland. You got 3 and the Red Sox 2 in the second inning. One man out. Bases are clean here for Tito Francona's team. They'll chop that one. That gets through to Sanchez and on to first to get the out.
Oh boy.
With Nathan Eovaldi covering. Cordero did not make the play, but Sanchez did. And just like that, 2 down.
Hard hit ground ball that just gets past the reach of Franchi Cordero, but Nate Eovaldi did a good job continuing to cover first, and a good throw by Yolmer.
So Reyes will be the hitter. He doubled and scored in the second inning. And a big fella, 6'5", about 270. He can block for you. And there for a strike. That's 96 on the gun for Nate. The 1-2-3 inning would be just what the doctor ordered here. He's going to get a dribbler. Dahlbeck to charge. Fires on the move. Safe. Ruled safe by Scott Barry. So Reyes is on for the second time. Will the Red Sox challenge it?
Great job by Bobby Dahlbeck. Ooh, that's close. I don't know. Probably too close to review.
Looks safe there. So the Red Sox will not challenge that. Reyes is 2 for 2. And he gets the inning to Owen Miller, who singled and scored in the second. 3-2 Cleveland. Eovaldi was hurt back on June 8th in a 1-0 victory out in Anaheim. Went 5 scoreless innings and beat the Angels in that game, but did not pitch again after that until July 15th at New York.
Yeah, that was a tough blow for the Red Sox. One of their top aces in the rotation going down. He's looking good tonight.
That's going to be a fair ball, and he fires on to get him.
I think they're going to call him out.
So Miller disposed of, and that'll be the inning. One man left. 3-2 Cleveland. Yomer Sanchez leading off here in the bottom of the third. Red Sox down 3-2. That last play, by the way, on the out by Miller went catcher unassisted, because when he flipped the bat on the little roller, the bat made contact with the baseball.
Yeah, it was weird. I saw the home plate umpire call him out before the throw was made. I was wondering what was going on, and after we looked, hey, David Ortiz is in town.
What do you know?
Big Poppy. So here we're going to look at this play here. The home plate umpire normally doesn't call a runner out. It's usually the first base ump, but just a crazy thing happens.
Sanchez 143, no home runs. Look at that play.
So I want to say it bounced and hit him, and then the bat hits the ball twice. Actually, he's out.
And that is going to be in there for strike 3. So he will fan Sanchez. And one man gone.
Good pitch there by Quantrill. I don't know what he's barking about.
We had Poppy in the booth with us, Eck and I, last night. He was talking about he had a lot left to do. I mean, there have been a crush of responsibilities with everything revolving around the Hall of Fame and the enshrinement and everything. But he said this is like kind of the beginning. I got so much left to do. Look at all the people.
He's got to be tired.
He looked tired to me.
Yeah.
He really looked exhausted. And then as soon as that microphone, he turned on that microphone, he springs to life.
That's what you love about David. He can light up a room anywhere he goes. He's so stylish now. The shades.
We were joking that when he left the booth and walked over to radio, he probably managed to do 2 or 3 more commercials on the way over. I mean, he is everywhere.
He's everywhere.
Duran 0 for 1, struck out in first inning. Two and 2.
It's a good change up there.
Red Sox closing the gap down to 1 on the home run by Dahlbeck. And that is going to be in there for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks here by Cal Quantrill. He gets Duran for the second time.
Yeah, we need some traffic on the base pass. That's not a strike, but good pitch by Quantrill.
Quantrill born in Canada, while his father Paul Quantrill is pitching in Toronto. And Cal would go on to Stanford, where he was all Pac-12. And still in college, he had Tommy John.
Why do all the good pitchers come out of Stanford?
All smart guys.
Mussina.
Yeah.
Go to Stanford. You're not supposed to play baseball.
That's right, Mike Mussina.
Yeah. Hall of Famer.
Quantrill at Stanford was the first freshman to start a game in their opener since Mike Mussina did. Filed back by Verdugo.
He knows how to pitch. He doesn't get hit hard a lot. He doesn't have a lot of strikeouts, but a lot of soft contact off of him.
Yes, he does.
Except for Bobby Dahlbeck. That was loud.
That was fairly noisy. 2 down here. Another example. Ramirez cuts on and he fumbles it. So that'll be a base hit. Now it's Verdugo on, running hard all the way. He's got himself an infield hit.
Great at bat by Doogie here. Got enough on it. Being left-handed helps a lot too, but I don't think if he fields it cleanly, he gets him out. Base hit. Verdugo hustling all the way down, looking for the bag, stretches out for it. Nice at bat, Doogie.
Xander Bogaerts 0 for 1 with a grounder to second. And there have been some signs lately, positive signs for Xander, that he may be at the start of really driving the ball again. He's been going out to right center more frequently.
You know, from a pitcher's perspective, when I'm facing a hitter, if they're hitting the ball the other way, I don't have anywhere to go to. Like, if they're pulling it, get out of play. If they're coming off the ball and pulling it a little bit, I have some margin of error to favor the outside corner of the plate. But if you're staying on the ball, driving it to right field, there's not a, especially for him, he can pull the ball with the best. But when he's staying on it and driving it to right center, that's dangerous. There's no place for a pitcher to throw the ball to try to get him out.
You'd love that to turn into some more home runs, sitting at 7 right now. And a good block by Hedges to keep Verdugo at first.
This is the toughest block. A slider down and away. Oh, just cover up that 5-hole and let it hit you in the chest protector, but that's not that easy. I saw one of the best do that for a long time. Still in the dugout down there too.
Jason Varitek got a huge hand last night.
Yes, he did.
Doing a big poppy ceremony. Comebacker. Quantrill. The underhand toss to retire the side. Red Sox lead 1.
Dile hola a tu mamá que tengo el micrófono ahí. Dile hola, mami.
Hola, mami.
Hola, mami.
Christian Vasquez, we're happy to say, he's mic'd up tonight and in Spanish in honor of Puerto Rican Heritage Night, telling Ahmed Rosario, say hello to your mom. Shot toward the gap. That one's heading out toward the wall and clangs right back to Duran. Jones heading into second. He'll sprawl in with a double. Another hard hit ball here by the Guardians. This one leading off the 4th inning.
Yeah, bum rush hitting attack. Trying to throw a fastball down and away. Sitting on it outside and just takes it off the wall. Good pitch. It was down.
So 2 bases for Jones, who had reached on a double error by Cordero in the 2nd inning. And we'll send up Austin Hedges, who drove in a run with a ground out in the 2nd inning. Showing bunt, drops it down. Nate's going to look to throw, and he drops the ball. He was trying to go to third base, lost the handle.
There's the get him on, get him over, but we didn't get an out. That's a tough play. Perfect bunt. He got to field it. Had a chance to get him at third, just couldn't get a grip in his glove on the ball, and both guys are safe. That's a tough one. Practice that in spring training during PFPs, and it always turns out great. When it's sped up during game speed, it's a tough play. Just try to find a way to get an out on that play.
So 1st and 3rd, Straw the hitter, ripped a double for an RBI in the 2nd inning. And Quan on deck. Again, well, the Red Sox will allow a run to score if they can get a double play. And Tampa Bay still leading Baltimore 3-2 there in the 4th inning. Sox with a 2-0 lead on the Yankees in the fourth. And 2 strikes on Straw. Poke that one foul.
It's good velocity there by Eovaldi, 95 miles an hour.
Been sitting right about there.
Yeah.
With the fastball tonight, so at least in that regard, that's a good sign. He's at 57 pitches here. He's at 73% strikes.
Yeah, he throws a lot of strikes.
Yeah, you're right. He always has. Way man and miss. He got him to go and he struck him out. We needed that one.
Definitely. Great splitter. It's so nasty when he's throwing it right in it as it was today. Oh, when you make a hitter look that silly with a split ball, split finger fastball.
His first strikeout tonight. Quan, a hard guy to double up, but if he can, he'll get out of the inning. We'll take ball 1. We had mentioned, we talked about the home run hitting contest. Julio Rodriguez of Seattle, probably the man to beat in the American League for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
This guy's going to get some support, though.
He should.
Swung on and missed. 1-1. So no error was charged to Nathan on the bunt. Sacrifice bunt and a fielder's choice.
That's the right call. Like I said, that's such a tough play for a pitcher. You got to field it and spin to your left and make a good throw. Had a chance to get him, but just couldn't get the grip on the ball. Need a double play here, though.
Yeah, especially with a couple of guys coming up. After Quan, Rosario, and Ramirez. That's hard hit right past Cordero down the line. The run will score. Hedges all the way down to third, into second. Quan, that one was smoked, and it is 4-2.
I don't know how he kept that ball fair, to be honest with you. That ball was off the plate in, cutter in, right pitch. Just honestly don't. Normally that ball is hitting the stands down the right field line.
No way around it. The ball is finding Franchy Cordero tonight.
Yeah, it is.
So a double there by Quan brings up Rosario, who has an infield hit. He's also flied out to center. Duran made a good running play on it. And probably the guy with the hottest bat in their lineup right here. Second and third, one down. 96 and had the grunt behind it. 1-1. Four to 2 Cleveland. We are in the fourth inning. Hot shot, base hit. Hedges in to score. Line up to third. Another hard hit ball. Rosario picks up his 35th RBI and makes it 5-2.
Infield's playing halfway here or a little bit in. Decent pitch, just a little above the knees, but I think if Xander's playing back, he may catch that ball. But unfortunately, you're trying to cut off the run at home if it's a ground ball up the middle.
Mound visit here by Dave Bush. No activity yet in the Red Sox bullpen here in the fourth inning. But 3 more hits in this inning for Cleveland. And still only the 1 out with Ramirez coming up. Jose is flied out and grounded out tonight. 8 hits now for the Guardians. And first and third for Cleveland. They let the first one go down low for ball 1. Ramirez, as mentioned, one of the top hitters in baseball, but Nate Eovaldi's had his number. He's just 3 for 16 off Nathan. Eovaldi needs that to continue.
Definitely, we need a double play or a strikeout here for sure.
St. Louis with a 2-0 lead in the 4th inning over Toronto. We mentioned this yesterday that Goldschmidt and Arenado are not there in Toronto with the Cardinals because they're unvaccinated.
Those are 2 huge sticks to have out of the lineup.
Man. Waved at and missed on the split.
I don't think he likes the splitting. What do you think? You throw it again?
Why not?
Why not?
Ground ball right at someone would be even better on that pitch.
2-hopper to Xander.
Popped him up.
Or that.
Coming on is the X-Man and called off by Cordero. He makes the play. So 2 down. Shop WB Mason for low prices on shipping and packaging products, and let WB Mason pay your freight charges. Who pays your freight charges? Who but WB Mason? So Eovaldi's mastery over Jose Ramirez continues. See if we can get out of this with just the 2 runs. Naylor has gone 0 for 2. He's the cleanup hitter. 13 home runs, so you have to be careful. Pretty good pop.
That almost came in here. Have you ever caught one in here?
Yeah, caught one last year.
You did.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I would never lie to you. It was an absolute cookie wake.
Oh, it was?
Oh, it could have fallen in my pocket. Yeah. Wasn't one of those, you know.
Screamers?
Not one of those. Oh, I'm underneath the desk when that happened. Into the shift.
Got a man there.
Sanchez gets it. So in the end, they get 2. It's now 5-2 Cleveland as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning.
Tickets friendly customer service. Call 1-800-MY-SEATS or visit aceticket.com right now.
Well, Red Sox are behind 5-2 4th inning. Martinez, Vasquez, Cordero facing Cal Quantrill, the right-hander who was really good last year, particularly in the second half for Terry Francona. In fact, his ERA in the second half is 1.94.
Wow.
He's one of the best pitchers in baseball after the break.
He normally doesn't pitch good on the road. His record on the road is sub 500. There we go.
Fly to right field, but not quite deep enough. Jones has it measured. JD Martinez 0 for 2 tonight. Yeah, they had him come out of the bullpen second half of last year as a really important starter for the Guardians. ERA 1.94 after the break. That was one of the best ERAs for Cleveland after the break in 50 years.
Really?
For that particular franchise, yeah.
In relief the whole second half?
No, he started.
Oh, he started.
They brought him out of that.
Oh, they brought him out of the
bullpen and made him a starter, and he was terrific. Vasquez 0 for 1. He is grounded out to second. And he'll smoke a base hit into right field. 1 for 2 tonight. Just hitting out of the 5-hole.
Great piece of hitting here by Vasky. Just go with the pitch off the plate, drive it into right field, and then say hello to his mother on the mic. I love it when guys have the mic on. It's so fun.
No, we appreciate it very much. And here's Franchy. He's taking a walk and scored a run. He was aboard when Dahlbeck blasted his home run to left. Red Sox trying to get over 500 overall, and also at Fenway, where they are 24-24.
That's hard to believe.
When you think about it, every team currently in a postseason position, season ended today, would go to the playoffs. All of them are over
500
at home, which makes all the sense in the world.
Absolutely.
And last year's Red Sox team, which came within a couple of wins of going to the World Series, was 49-32 at Fenway.
Yeah.
One will miss.
I know the teams that I was on, we always loved playing here. Those are 26 man. Well, that was back when it was a 25-man roster. Things have changed, but it gave, and you heard David's speech, it gave you a lot of passion to play for the fans here. It's made it exciting when we had all those sellouts every single time. There we go.
Knocked down the line, and it will. Bouncing Kwan, having trouble, and it got by him. Here comes Vasquez, the throw to the plate, and it gets by the catcher. He is in the store, and Cordero will slide into third. And the Red Sox are on the board again. I will tell you what, Kwan cannot wait to get out of Fenway Park.
I was just going to say the same thing. He has had a tough time in left field here, whether it's with the wall or in the corner down there. Great piece of hitting here by Franchy Cordero. Stays with it, drives it down the left field foul line. And then Kwan, bad hop. They had Vasquez out at home plate, just the catcher couldn't hang on to it. Got by him. Here's Vasky. Gotta go. Pick up the third base coach. Perfect execution.
Bobby Dahlbeck, and he'll eye a strike. So it goes in the book as a double for Franchy Cordero and 2 errors charged.
What?
One by Kwan, the other by Rosario. High fly down the line. Jones battling. He'll make the catch. And tagging up, here comes Cordero. And he is in the score.
That's how you draw it up there, OB. Perfect piece of hitting. Got a runner on third with less than 2 outs, just trying to hit a fly ball anywhere for a sac fly, and Bobby Dahlbeck gets a good pitch, 94 down the middle, drives it to right field. It is now 5-4.
Red Sox twice have cut it back to 1. And Bobby Dahlbeck with 3 RBIs in the game already. Yeah, so they charged an error on Kwan, the left fielder, and an error on Rosario as he fired the throw to home plate. That allowed Franchy to go second to third. Have to account for that. It's fouled by Jackie, who's 1 for 1, a single. So this has not been a defensive clinic tonight.
But I don't know if you can give Kwan an error. That ball took a bad hop on the track.
Did take a bad hop
on him.
And you make a great point. I think for the official score tonight, it's a tough night.
It's a tough night
to make some of these decisions. They're not routine.
No.
So far, 4 official errors in the game. Got by Kwan.
Both are in the same at bat.
Yes. Right.
For both teams.
Right.
2 on Franchy, 2 on the Guardians, with Kwan
Crazy. I've also seen a little dribbler out in front of the plate make contact with the bat.
Yeah.
And on a bunt play, Nathan Eovaldi had a roll off his fingertips from trying to make a play at third base. So it's been a lot tonight. But a tight game now once again. 2 down, and Quantrill will step off. Omar Sanchez on deck, and a 1-2, and he struck him out. The Red Sox jump in it again. They grab 2 more. 5-4 Cleveland. Top 5, 5-4 Cleveland. Dave O'Brien alongside Red Sox Hall of Fame Tim Wakefield. Great to have Wake alongside, and a 2-hopper here for Dahlbeck to pick it and set down Reyes. That's a fast out. Nathan Eovaldi looking for a quick inning.
Rocket Software, architecting innovative IT solutions that deliver next generation experiences. And guys, Rich Hill on the IL since July 2nd with the left knee sprain, was set to toss a rehab assignment today, but it's gotten pushed back to tomorrow. Alex Cora says obviously with where we're at roster wise, this delay made sense just in case something happened today. Then they'd make other decisions. Talking with Rich after his last live BP session, he says he feels good. Feedback on his pitches was great. His fastball in the low 90s, which seemed to actually surprised even him a little bit, because he mentioned he didn't put a lot of effort into throwing it hard. So positive signs, the knee's stable, and he is ready to roll.
Good news there on Rich Hill.
Great news. I love that signing for them in the offseason. Rich Hill is obviously a veteran, knows how to pitch. Great teammate. He's been around.
Oh man, it all started right here.
It all started right here, exactly.
You know, Boston kid. I can call him a kid. I can call you a kid.
Can you?
Can I?
I don't know. I'm older than you think.
I think we're pretty close.
We're pretty close.
I'm not going to give anything away, but you still look like you're about 36.
I don't feel it, I promise you.
Miller 1 for 2 with a base hit.
People always ask me if I could still pitch, and I say, yeah, I just can't cover first anymore.
Just that one thing.
Just that one thing. That's a hindrance.
You go out there and get 5 innings, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Three-one. We had Big Poppy in last night, and I thought he paid you a wonderful compliment. I don't think you heard it, but he said about you, he's talking about former teammates, he said, what I loved about Wake was he always had my back. He had everybody's back out there. And I don't know if you can pay a teammate a better compliment.
No, and it makes me smile, because as an athlete, that's all you want to do is be a good teammate and have everybody's back. And I think, you know, all of us had that feeling about each other. We were such a close-knit team back then when he first got here in 2003, and obviously the 2004 World Series. We had each other's back from day one.
Roll to the third, right near the bag is Dahlbeck on target. Sets down Miller, 2 up, 2 down. Well, you could tell. I mean, that just showed up, you know, throughout all of that period, how close-knit that team was. I think fans love that even more. There's the championship.
Yep.
We got to go to the parade. You got to hold up the trophy and all that. But knowing you guys liked each other and really liked each other.
There was no bad apple on that team, on those teams, for a long time. And sometimes it can only take one guy to ruin a clubhouse, and that wasn't the case, especially when David came in. David, you know, was a veteran before he was a veteran. He was a leader before he was a leader, right? I mean, and I'm not trying to say, you know, you have to have a certain amount of years before you start leading. David was great. He led from the heart. He was that guy that would grab you by the back of the neck and say, hey man, I got your back, let's go. A very, very positive teammate.
You had a lot of leaders,
we did,
who led in different ways.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. The captain obviously was the best. He didn't have to say anything. All he had to do was look at it, and you knew what he was going to tell you. Timlin led the bullpen.
Yeah, definitely.
Great veteran. Great friend of mine still.
Had a tremendous career. Mike did. Here's the 2-1. And a shot toward right. Here's Jackie on the move. And it's going to slam right into the bottom of that fence and into second base. Jones has a double. Almost got it out of here, but he does settle for his second two-base hit tonight. There have been some hard hit balls against Nathan.
Yeah, again, curveball got just a little bit too much plate. It wasn't bounced. You got to give credit to Jones. He's a pretty good hitter. 2 for 2 so far tonight. Thankfully, that didn't leave the ballpark. We still got a chance to get out of the inning unscathed.
Austin Hedges, number 8 hitter, will climb in with a man second, 2 down. And Eovaldi trying to hold. Slapped into right field. JBJ moves over to make the play.
There you go.
And Nathan Eovaldi pitches around the double.
Big Time Bats has exclusive technology for making chrome wood bats. Here is their tribute to Big Papi. This is an official Hall of Fame art chrome bat that is limited to 100 individually numbered bats. To see the official David Ortiz Hall of Fame bat collection, go to BigTimeBats.com right now. And Dave, you can call me kid anytime you want.
and I often do, Jamai. You got a long way to go. Good for you. He is so young, it's ridiculous. So young and so talented. It's
yes,
ridiculous.
He is.
Homer Sanchez, his batting stat presented by Plymouth Rock Auto and Home Insurance for Boston sports fans. Homer 0 for 1, struck out first time up. 5-4 Cleveland in the 5th. Get a floater, and that'll be caught by Miller. 1 out. Duran will be next. Trying to solve Cal Quantrill, who struck him out 2 times. And you wonder if over time you'll start to see Jarren Duran working more walks. The Red Sox as a team are really going to benefit by walking more. They don't walk a whole lot.
No, and that's where his value is. They need to maybe bunt. I mean, his speed is a weapon. You know, from a pitcher's perspective, you had somebody fast on the base paths. It's hard to concentrate on the hitter, and it causes havoc. You know, you hear Alex Cora talk about traffic all the time.
Duran 126 at bats, only 8 walks to this point. The Red Sox as a team are 9th in the American League in bases on balls, and you know, not to play that game of hey, remember when, but think of great Red Sox teams of recent vintages, and you know, teams that won championships, and they took a lot of walks.
Yeah, you know, I'm not a hitter, and I wasn't a hitting coach and how their approach was, but when you're facing a lineup and they're taking pitches, you're forced to throw a lot of strikes, and you know, they swing at what they want to, especially. That's why it's so important.
Quantrill will look to tag him and gets him. 2 down.
It's so important to throw strike 1.
Well, right now, the Red Sox aren't hitting a lot of home runs, so taking a few more walks is going to help produce runs, which they need to do. Red Sox also 9th in the American League in home runs right now, which has been a surprise with the regular healthy lineup. You figured more home runs would come. Verdugo with an infield hit. He's also flied out, 1 for 2 tonight. Red Sox trailing by 1 in the middle of the game. And he shoots that one into left field for his second hit. Nice job going to the opposite field.
I love when Doogie can do that. He stays on this curveball or breaking ball here and just drives it into left field. Perfect. Tried to throw a backdoor curveball, and Doogie stayed on it. Perfect piece of hitting there.
Well, Red Sox back in the second inning made a couple things happen with 2 down when Cordero took a walk, and then moments later Bobby Dahlbeck crushed a home run. 2-out single by Verdugo brings up Xander Bogaerts, who's grounded out 2 times.
Well, Xander can hit a 2-run homer here. I'm glad we're finally getting to see Xander get his due, and he was so underrated for so many years, and this year and last year he finally got his due.
I think, you know, I know you've done it a lot, you know, in studio, and we've done it a lot in the booth over the years, kind of hitting that hey, take a look at this guy on a national scale.
Absolutely. He's not a flashy player, but if you look at him play and watch him, he's a great leader. He's a great shortstop. Probably the most underrated shortstop. Was, not anymore.
I think he's had a really good year defensively.
I agree. Ouch.
Fouls that one off Hedges. That one bites him. And he's going to need a moment. And a couple of games ago, Alex Cora said post-game he thought that was the best defensive game that Xander had all season long, and I thought it was one of the best he's ever had. Made a lot of tough plays, made him look pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's just shaken up. During Red Sox first pitch presented by Rodenhiser Home Services, TC and Ellis, highlighting Xander's last 13 games on the Rodenhiser Heat Zone. We check out those numbers. Hitting a rather warm .370 with 5 doubles. A couple of those last night. Terry Francona with the trainer. The obligatory meeting with Hedges, but they could do nothing for him.
No, that's just taking up some time.
So count 2-1. Red Sox trying to get the inning to JD, who's on deck. Cardinals turning it on north of the border in the 5th inning. They've opened up a 6-1 lead on the Blue Jays. Toronto's ripped off 7 in a row. Nice play there by Naylor, first baseman.
Yes. They would love it if he threw it away.
Well, we've seen some wild ones tonight. And Quattro home with a 2-1 here to Xander. Thought about it, but he took it. The appeal and no swing.
This is a close pitch. Xander just holds up enough. That's hard to do. And that's some wrist.
There's
strength.
nobody better.
I know.
At checking his swing.
I know.
Nobody in baseball is as good as Xander Bogaerts is checking his swing.
I agree.
Made an art out of that.
Oh.
Down the line, but he hooked it. And a foul ball. Three and 2.
Good pitch to hit here. There on 3-1. Just got ahead of it just a little bit. Hope everybody's okay over there.
Looks like they're okay. Verdugo the lead at first, 2 away, 3 and 2 on Xander Bogaerts, so the runner will get a head start. There goes Verdugo. And that is going to miss for ball 4. Good take.
Great at bat. Great take. Set up for a fastball away. Just misses the outside corner. Good call by the umpire. Great at bat by Xander there.
So Red Sox have something brewing. Carl Willis heading out to the pitcher's mound with runners at first and second. And J.D. Martinez approaching the plate.
This week on Dining Playbook, Billy and Ginny visit the timeless Langham Hotel in Boston. Plus, they head to the Boston Public Market to check out its first cocktail bar. Catch Dining Playbook Saturday morning at 9 on Nesson, driven by your New England Chevy dealers.
Ben May, home plate umpire, will break this up eventually.
Carl always covered his lips like there was lip reading going on.
Great dude too.
Oh, awesome. I loved him when he was a pitching coach here.
De Los Santos active in their bullpen. So 2 on 2 out. JD with a pop-up foul to first, also fly to right tonight.
He's due. I'm feeling it right here, OB.
Ooh, that gets away from the catcher, and both runners are going to advance on the pitch in the dirt. A cutter that gets away. So Verdugo down to third and Bogey in second.
I think he tried to throw this one a little extra with some more spin. That's a tough pick backhanded for the catcher, Hedges. Both guys advance. We got some action.
Can the Red Sox take advantage? All of this with 2 out. Got one to hit, 1-1.
Thought that was it right there. He's so good at staying inside the baseball. And they got him actually shaded that way too. There's a big gap in left center.
Quantrill with a 1-1. Got it by him. That had something extra on it. That was 96.
A little bit. He doesn't pitch at that level all the time. He's kind of like Maddox, you know. Sinker, slider, contact guy, and he'll get it up there at 96 once in a while when he has to.
In front here, 1-2. Foul, little drift out of play. Quantrill spent most of spring training when he was a kid with his dad in Arizona and Florida. His father was pitching 14 years in the big leagues. His favorite story was there was a communication mix up with his parents, and he somehow got left alone at the Yankee spring camp in Tampa, and he had to ask Randy Johnson to get in touch with his mom and dad to get him home.
No way.
2-2. Randy Johnson was rather intimidating under any circumstances.
You think? Especially for a teenager.
Yeah, right. 2-2. Got a piece of it. Another one at 96. Inning began with a pop-up and a ground out back to the pitcher, but then Verdugo drilled a base hit. Xander earned a walk. A wild pitch has them both in scoring position. And that one grounded to Rosario short. He'll gobble it up. And the Red Sox can't break through in this inning. Still 5-4 Cleveland.
Sox trailing by a run. Tom Caron with you outside the Wasabi Fenway studios. Coming up on WB Mason's Extra Innings Live, we'll have highlights from Hartford where the Portland Sea Dogs are in action and Christian Arroyo is rehabbing. Christian Arroyo now with an RBI and a run scored, a couple of walks, so he's having a good night. Rich Hill will not make his rehab start until tomorrow. I spoke with him today, guys, and it is not any kind of setback for him. It's more of a procedural thing about roster construction, the number of players on the 40-man. He will throw tomorrow. He said if all goes well, he'll be ready to join the team in Houston, and he will be ready to pitch once again. And Michael Walker ready for a sim game. So, guys, people starting to get healthier. The team may be getting back to what it needs to be to make this run.
Isn't that nice to hear?
That's some great news.
Finally a run of good stories about guys, getting close, come back.
Yeah, much needed relief coming our way.
Straw leading off here in the 6th inning, a 1-run lead here for Cleveland. He's been part of it with an RBI double. And then Kwan and then Rosario, those two will be getting their 4th look at Nate Eovaldi tonight. Hit against Toronto last weekend. Gave up 8 hits and a career high 9 runs. Tied a career high with the 9 runs left when the game was 9-0. But in this one, 9 hits, only 5 runs so far. Certainly the Guardians a different offensive team. There's Bogey behind the bag. And just in time. Straw and Kwan can really run. That's out number 1. Explore More Time Out is brought to you by Dining Playbook in the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism. Plan your perfect Massachusetts getaway at visitma.com.
Is that the tall ships out there?
I want to jump on that.
Those things are cool.
Have you been on one of those?
No.
Figure you got an invitation to just about everything over the course of your career here in Boston. Like everything. You got to do all the cool stuff.
Not necessarily. When I played here, I was too focused on my job. I never really got to enjoy a lot of the city except for an off day or something.
And the occasional duck boat parade. I got to believe, though, that, the golfer that you are, you've played in the best golf courses in the state of Massachusetts, probably all throughout New England.
Yeah, I've played a lot of great places, not only locally here, but on the road as well. I mean, I was privileged enough to make some contacts along the way.
Kwan with a fly ball in the left field. Routine for Verdugo. 2 gone. Rosario will be next. On the road now, did you have a dream course that you eventually did get to play? Like, for example, did you play Augusta?
I have, but it wasn't on the road. It was in the off season.
Sweet.
Yes, it was fantastic.
Everything you thought?
Oh yeah. I was nervous. It was after I had retired. It was in April, like 3 weeks before the tournament.
Like right on top of the Masters. That's when fouled away down the line.
Yeah, and all the grandstands and all the scoreboards were set up, and I was nervous. I didn't want to take a divot.
Right.
It was scary.
Yeah.
It really was. I mean, that's the hallowed grounds of golf in the U.S.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just not some duffer's course.
No.
And that close to the Masters too.
Yeah, it was really cool. Maybe not 3 weeks, maybe a month or 2, but
Diekman up in the bullpen. So everyone would say, okay, what did you shoot?
I broke 80. Let's say that. I'm happy with that.
You're proud of that?
Yeah. Yes. It's, the stories that you hear from Augusta are incredible. Like right before the Masters, they put ice on the flowers so they don't bloom until Augusta National wants them to bloom.
No kidding.
Yes.
The folks at Augusta controlling nature.
Yes.
Wow. I had no idea that happened.
And TV does that course no justice.
It's even better.
It's so hilly. You don't realize it watching it on TV.
Really?
Yeah, the walk up 8, par 5, you're gassed halfway up. The walk down 10, it's some of those lies you get if you don't hit it far enough to get it down the hill.
Well, you're right. Doesn't look that way on TV.
It doesn't.
Up the middle. This time it's Sanchez to plant, throw, and get him. Nice fast inning for Nathan Eovaldi. 1, 2, 3 they go.
Hey, I got no legs right there.
And he's going to loop in a base hit into right field. He's got legs enough to come up with another hit.
Looks like he ripped his pants too when he fell.
So his second knock tonight, wearing the microphone for us, and this one drops in.
Oh, perfect piece of hitting. The pitcher, you hate that because that's off the plate and he dumps it into right field. Get some magic going here.
Well, the leadoff man is on. Christian Vasquez 2 for 3, and here's Franchi Cordero. He's walked and scored. He has doubled and scored. Nathan Eovaldi, when he left after the top of the 6th was over, got handshakes and pats on the back. I think some people go, well, it's 5 runs, 9 hits. That's a lot of offense. But I got to tell you, I think it's impressive he went through 6 innings. He clearly didn't have his best stuff tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had good stuff. I don't think he had his best stuff, but he battled around, you know, the double error by Franchi Cordero. He battled around that. The next inning was in the 4th. You know, leadoff double, a sac bunt that got messed up. It was a tough play. You had 1st and 3rd at that point. He gets a strikeout and unfortunately gave up a double to score a run. But I thought he pitched well through a lot of traffic. During a couple innings.
And it's kind of a gutsy effort.
It's a really gutsy effort. I mean, as a starting pitcher, your manager sends you out there. Just keep your team in the game as long as you can. And he was able to go 6 innings. I think it's fantastic, to be honest with you.
Pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. Ace Ticket with the best seats at the lowest prices. This being his 3rd effort back from the IL.
His velocity was up tonight.
Good to see that.
Good to see that. Good sharpness on his breaking ball.
And he stayed away from ball 4.
Yeah, that's a big one. Don't give him any free passes.
And the most important thing, as you mentioned, is you're in the game.
Yes. He kept his team in this game for 6 innings.
Red Sox with a leadoff man on. Cordero trying to keep that line moving here in the 6th inning. A rollover on that one. Miller guns it into 2nd. On to 1st. They will not get the double play. They do retire Vasquez at 2nd. And 1 gone. Powerful Connection is presented by Xfinity.
We're going to look back at Dahlbeck's homer here in the 2nd. Just, oh. Why even look at that? Quantrill, you know it's out. Don't look. All the way under the parking garage across Lansdowne Street.
Experience powerful and secure Wi-Fi connection for all your devices. Xfinity XFi. Can your internet do that? Bobby's driven in 3 runs in the game.
It's okay to drive another one in here if you want to, Bobby.
He was at a sac fly. They drove in another run in the 4th inning. Schreiber is up in the pen. So he will be the next man in on the hill for Alex Cora.
Now he's got nasty stuff. From down under. Throws hard.
He's had a great year.
He's had a fantastic year. I love when he comes in. It's just a different angle. Ellis Burks and I were talking about it yesterday in the postgame show.
I mean, he does this the rest of the year and does it again the first half of next year. He's going to the All-Star.
100%. I agree with you.
They have not figured him out. He's touching 96 regularly. Fastball is plenty good. Breaking ball is ridiculous. Punched in there for a strike, and it's 2-1.
It's so hard for hitters to pick up the ball when it's down that angle, and especially at that velocity. We had a couple guys. The Rich Hill was one of those guys that threw from down there when he was here.
Yeah,
remember?
That's right.
Javi Lopez. Very successful relievers.
Diving back, Cordero. And Frenchie, of course, can run. 94 pitches for Cal Quantrill. Center field, dead away. Straws back, and he is on the track, and that ball is out of here. It's a home run. Bobby Dahlbeck has done it again. This time to center field. Straws started to come back, looking to play it off the wall, but forget it. It's into the seats, and the Red Sox take the lead.
What a huge at-bat by Bobby Dahlbeck. Straw tried to deke the Red Sox, thinking it was staying in the park, but no, sir. Hanging slider up at the zone, deposited into center field.
Boys, he had a night. 5 RBIs, his second home run tonight. It barely got out.
Who cares? They got out. I think that's why Straw thought it was going to hit off the wall, but.
And that is all for Quantrill. Hench is coming out of their bullpen. We'll take the break as the Red Sox have homered themselves in front here against Cleveland. It is now 6-5 in the 6th inning. New England and Red Sox Nation runs on Duncan. Plymouth Rock Auto and Home Insurance for Boston sports fans. WB Mason, who but WB Mason, delivering since 1898. A 6-5 lead here for the Red Sox, and Jackie Bradley, the batter, against Sam Hentges, the left-hander, with one away. The Red Sox have jumped in front on the second blast of the night by Bobby Dahlbeck. 2-run homer in the second inning, and an RBI on a sac fly in the fourth, and another 2-run homer in this inning to chase Quantrill. One and two.
Speaking of 6'5", Hentges, what is he, 6'8"?
Tall and lanky.
Yes.
.68", 245.
Wow.
Jackie lifting a high pop into left. And Quan to make the catch. He hasn't had many easy chances out there in this series. He'll tell you that.
The ball will always find you.
Yes,
it will.
So we talked about Nathan Eovaldi, despite the runs and the hits, a gutsy performance, and there's a long way to go, but he could win the thing.
Yeah.
Sanchez hammers that one to third. Friendly bounce for Ramirez, and that'll retire the side. But the Red Sox have jumped in the lead, 6-5. Home insurance for Boston sports fans. WB Mason, who but WB Mason, delivering since 1898, and by William Ravis Real Estate, the official realtor of the Boston Red Sox. The lead at 6-5 as we hit the 7th inning. John Schreiber coming out to make another appearance. He's not allowed an earned run in 33 out of his 36 appearances.
Let's knock on wood on that one.
Our BuyForNow.com call to the bullpen. Coming out with a 1.50 ERA. Tough to hit. 156 the batting average against him. Ramirez to hit lefty.
Yeah, he's been dominant out of that bullpen. Great sign by the Red Sox. Solidify the back end of this bullpen.
Leading the club in holds with 15. And that'll be across for strike.
I think that's the most underrated position in baseball, is that setup guy to come in and hold a lead to get to the closer. That's not an easy job to do.
Yeah, it's not a big glory slot either.
Yeah, no, it's not.
This guy's been money in the bank. Stranding 17 of his 19 inherited runners. That's around 90%.
Starters love him.
Yes. I'll bet he never picks up a tab when he's with the starting pitchers all year.
He never should either.
Foul back in the crowd. Red Sox got down in this one 3-0. Came back, made it 3-2. Then fell behind 5-2. Came back to make it a 1-run game, and then Bobby Dahlbeck, who's been right in the middle of all of it, struck again with a 2-run homer.
Got to find a way to have him keep that black eye.
Yeah, keep the shine.
Season. Yeah, it's been good luck for him.
Sure has been tonight. He's been the man. Red Sox have quieted Ramirez this evening. At least so far, he's 0 for 3. He's flat out. He's also grounded out and popped up. Smacks that one to first. Cordero will feed the pitcher. Schreiber gets in plenty of time. 1 away.
Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center provides first aid and emergency care at Fenway Park throughout the season. BIDMC is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Visit BIDMC.org for more info.
Josh Naylor 0 for 3. With 1 gone in the 7th. Oh, by the way, I want to mention that our great friend and one of the great people you're ever going to meet, Joe Castiglione, will be honored before tomorrow's game. Castig is in his 40th season on Red Sox radio, his 40th, longest tenure of any Boston broadcaster, radio or TV.
I feel like I was with him for at least 30 of them.
I think you were. Among many honors, Castig inducted into the Red Sox Hall of Fame in 2014 and the Massachusetts Broadcasters Hall of Fame in 2015.
He had more hair back then, though.
He did. And for strike. What a career. Can you believe it? And we're going to have Joe with us tomorrow night at some point during our broadcast.
Be great to have him in here with us.
A marvelous partner for just about 10 years, he and I on radio.
Yep.
And a better human being than he is an announcer. He's a great announcer.
I was just going to say that. What a great human being he is.
One and 2 and 1 out. Reyes on deck. No surprise out of Schreiber. He's thrown 8 pitches, 6 strikes. And time will be granted.
I think they might be having an issue with the
with PitchCom.
The PitchCom, yeah.
Ooh, man, that undressed him. Fastball 95 and stuff went everywhere. Wow. How it missed him?
I don't know. It looked like it went through him. Oh. Did that catch Jersey?
Apparently not.
Oh, I think it did.
I thought I heard something, but
we'll take it.
Nobody else did.
Oh. Wow.
2-2.
That would have left a mark.
Yes.
Set him up for this one. Oh, perfect.
Sanchez on target. 2 down.
The pitch before this set him up for this backdoor slider, just the perfect position to ground out to the second baseman. I love that. There's a method to the madness sometimes.
Franmil Reyes with a double, a single, and a ground out tonight. 2 for 3. 220 hitter, but he can hit it a long way if he does connect.
He is a large human being, that's for sure.
6'5", 270.
That's like a defensive lineman or a linebacker.
Right. Oh. Two 2-0.
I wouldn't want to make a mistake down the middle, that's for sure. Speaking of balls hit up the mound, Vladimir Guerrero was around yesterday. Oof. Talk about a scary at bat. He'd hit it off the ground.
And did.
It did a lot of times. Crazy.
Yep. I saw him break a bat once and hit a home run.
Yep.
And that's the only time I've ever seen that happen. Incredible hitter.
I saw him hit a homer that bounced. Ball that bounced. Hit it out of the park.
Unbelievable. Reyes will take ball 4 here. And was it true in the pitching meetings when you were facing a team that he was playing for that pretty much they said, look, we're going to throw it right down the middle because that might be the only place he doesn't swing, or the only chance we have if we throw it right down the middle?
We talked about just bouncing it. Hit the plate with it. He's swinging no matter what.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to walk.
Yeah, hated to walk.
Yeah. Schilling got him out quite a bit. He knew how to set him up to get him out. He would throw balls to make him swing and then throw a strike at the end.
Not many figured him out. And
no.
It's going to be a ball wide, and that means that Vasquez will go to the hill for a big conference after he just walked Reyes. So for the moment, Schreiber has misplaced the strike zone. Red Sox ahead 6-5. And looking to grab game 3 of this 4-game series, which will wrap up tomorrow night. Cutter Crawford against Tristan McKenzie, who's also a right-hander. And Milwaukee in for 3.
When's the last time the Red Sox played the Brewers?
Been a little while.
Yeah.
And you know, this is a good ball club coming in, but they don't get a lot of publicity. First place team. Craig Counsell, the manager.
Good player.
Yeah, he was. Very heady player. Smart player.
Won a World Series with the Marlins?
He did.
Yes.
And scored the game-winning run for them in Game 7.
Beat Cleveland, right?
Yes, they did. Please don't mention that in Cleveland because they still feel they had the better club.
I thought they did as well.
Runner at first and 2 down. Miller with a hit tonight, a single in the second. He's 1 for 3.
That was the year Jim Whelan was managing them, right?
That's correct.
Pudge Rodriguez was behind the plate.
Charles Johnson was a catcher.
That's right.
He was a little bit later with Pudge. He was on a really good Marlin team. A few years later, big cut and a miss.
There we go.
2-2.
I don't know what Vasquez said to him, but it worked.
Reyes with a tiny lead at first. 2 down. He blows him away. 95 with the Swifty. 1 left. Bottom of the 7th inning. Red Sox up by 1. 9 hits for Cleveland. Red Sox have 8. Red Sox have 2 home runs from Bobby Dahlbeck in the game. Rob Refsnyder will ground to short. Rosario will throw him out. Rob hitting for Jarren Duran against the left-hander. And 1 away in the Red Sox 7th with Verdugo looking for his 3rd hit tonight. Alex with a base hit 3rd, another one in the 5th. Kind of hard to believe this. There's a long way to go yet, but if the Red Sox bullpen shuts them down the rest of the way, as we mentioned, Nathan Eovaldi would get the win tonight.
Right.
That would be the first Red Sox victory from a starting pitcher all month.
Really?
Incredible.
I did not realize that. That is incredible.
It's also incredibly rare when you're talking about this late in the month.
Yeah. And that was a quality start by Nate Eovaldi too.
Well, as we both think, I mean, you know, you could look at numbers and everything, but it was an important effort for him to hang in as long as he did.
No, absolutely, yeah.
And give the Red Sox the opportunity to take the lead.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. But if you look at his numbers, obviously there was only 3 earned runs that he was charged with. So 6 innings, 3 runs, quality start.
Yep.
Always strive for that.
Alex Spear pointing out
12 in July, really.
That's historical stuff.
That is historical stuff. Alex always comes up with a good statistic, doesn't he?
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
I think he's going to drop by the booth tomorrow.
I always enjoy talking to him.
I said he's going to drop by the booth tomorrow. He's not, actually.
Oh. Bummer.
I thought he was coming by tomorrow. We'll get him in, though. There's always a wealth of information. Served to short. Scooped up by Rosario. And they're 2 away.
Arbella Insurance is the proud presenting sponsor of the WEEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon and is dedicated to striking out cancer in kids. For every strikeout thrown by a Red Sox pitcher, the Arbella Insurance Foundation will donate $50 to the Jimmy Fund up to $100,000. Arbella, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. Dave?
My thank you. De Los Santos now will be brought in. So they'll bring on a right-hander here with Xander Bogaerts coming up 2 down. We'll take the break. In the 7th inning, 2 down. Red Sox ahead 6-5 over Cleveland. Terry Francona with nobody on base and 2 down for Boston. Xander Bogaerts tonight 0 for 2. He has walked, hitting .315 with 7 home runs. This guy's another good reliever out of the pen. ERA right at 3.
Their whole bullpen has been outstanding this year.
Huge reason why they're in the hunt.
I agree.
Right now, just 2.5 games out of first in Central behind Minnesota. Hooked, and that's going to be a fair ball off the short fence. He wants second base, and he's going to get it without a throw. And a double for the X-Man with 2 down.
Great hustle. That's probably one of the hardest balls to read. You know, hanging slider. It hits inside the third base line here and ricochets off the wall. You never know where the left fielder is or the shortstop. Great read by Xander to get into second base. Good hustle.
Coming with 2 down. And now Martinez will try and pick him up. JD searching for that first hit since returning from the IL.
There it is.
Drives that to right field. Backing up is Jones to make the catch. One man left.
Yeah, this last pitch by Schreiber after walking Reyes, great at bat against Miller, blows him away with 90+ miles an hour on the outside corner, and he's jacked up about it. I love it.
Get insurance you can feel confident about. Discover Amica Auto, Home, and Life Insurance. Red Sox like that too. He shows fire.
Yeah, he does. He was mad at himself because he lost the feel of the strike zone, and Vasquez had to come out. I don't know what he said, but whatever he said worked.
Jackie,
usually it's mechanics.
Moving over to center. Ref Snyder over in right now. Nolan Jones, the batter, in the 8th inning, and the 0-1. Rolled softly on a charge. Cordero thrown off balance and tossed that one toward the dugout. And that's going to roll down the dugout steps, and that means another miscue by Cordero, and a runner will take second base, and another throw that should not have been made.
I agree, OB. It's, you know, it's such a hard throw to make. He goes so far to his right, picks up the baseball. It's going to be safe anyway. It's just, if you're going to throw it, make sure it's either down or into the netting in the dugout. But this is one of those things. It's such a hard play. Sometimes you just got to eat it.
Yeah, stick that one in your back pocket. It's his 3rd error of the ball game. Base hit and an error. And they have the tying run at second base with nobody out. And Andres Jimenez will be the pinch hitter for Hedges. He's at 301 with 11 home runs. One of their best hitters. Did not start tonight. Fly into right field. Ref Snyder will make the catch. The runner's going to stay put as the throw comes on a line in 3rd. Wow. Ref Snyder showing off some arm strength. Crowd like that.
Of course they did. Sets up for it perfect. Gets behind it. Has all those momentum going towards third base, and what a throw. Reminds me of Jackie Bradley Jr.
Cobb's had a nice year for the Sox.
He has. Great acquisition by the Red Sox for sure.
So a man at second, one away. Here comes Miles Straw, who's doubled in a run, struck out and grounded out tonight. The Sox trying to protect a 6-5 lead in the 8th inning. Schreiber, his second frame. Tampa Bay leading Baltimore's 7th inning 4-3. Shot toward the gap. And that is going to split the outfielders. All the way to the wall it goes, and the run will score. Jones is in, and this game is tied 6-6 on the double by Straw, his second 2-base hit tonight.
That's a good piece of hitting by Straw. High velocity fastball on the outer part here. Gets it in the gap somehow. Ball was supposed to be in. It was in. Good piece of hitting. I mean, that ball's on the inside corner, and he was able to drive it to right field. You got to tip your cap.
So they'll go to the top of the order, and the talented rookie Kwan, 1 for 4. He's doubled. Outside a ball. 11 hits now for the Guardians. Red Sox have 9. One away. And in tight, bit high. Slider So no victory tonight for Nathan Eovaldi. 6 innings, 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 strikeout, and no walks for Nate. And no throw to second. Jake Diekman up in the pen for the second time tonight. Schreiber with a 2-0. Down to 3-0. Ahmed Rosario on deck. He has 2 hits tonight. And a 3-0. Taking all the way, strike.
Sometimes with the base open this late in the game, you don't want to really. No, you're not pitching around guys, but you're nibbling the corners, and hopefully he goes fishing to get an out there. But still got to be careful with Kwan.
Strike 2. Kwan, a really good contact hitter. It's true of a lot of guys in their lineup.
Yep. Not a lot of strikeouts up and down that lineup.
And a full count on Stephen Kwan. And time will be granted. Kind of late there by Ben May. Did you get irritated when that happened?
No.
Never did.
No. He knew what I was throwing anyway. I don't think I ever held the ball that long. Maybe with a runner on second base, like the situation is now.
Oh, I got to tell you how much I missed that. You got it. You threw it. 2 hours, 20 minutes later, we're popping a cold one.
That's if everything went well.
It went well an awful lot.
Yeah. Win or lose, I knew the game was going to be quick.
200 victories, a lot of wins, man. Here's the 3-2. Into left. Verdugo on the approach will make the catch, and the runner scoots on back to second. There's 2 down. Time now for the pocket schedule presented by GMC. The Sox remaining home again tomorrow night against Cleveland and Milwaukee in for 3. And then that trip coming up, including a stop at the very top in Houston. Astros having another great year.
Yeah, they are. They do a good job there. How long is that group going to stay together, though?
Yeah, good question.
That's the question.
They're in that window.
They are.
And right now, the Astros have only 2 less victories than the New York Yankees.
I know.
The Yankees are losing in the 8th inning 2-0 to the Mets in the Subway Series. Tried to check, did he? Yeah, he did. Rosario with a pair of hits tonight, 2 singles. He's 2 for 4. Two and nothing. 2 down, a man at second base. Tie game, 6-6 in the 8th. Three and 0.
This is a similar situation to the Kwan at bat. You're trying to be careful, even though there's 2 outs. Trying to be careful, have a base open. Don't want to give him anything good to hit.
Three and 1. Diekman still working in the pen. Ramirez on deck. He's a switch hitter. Straw the man at second is very fast. Little dribbler here. Cordero will charge it. He'll outrace him to the bag and get out number 3. Coverage cam.
And to catch.
And this is the ceremony yesterday. Tim Wakefield, his great friend, Big Poppy,
Let's see a pitch.
on the
That was
diamond.
so fun. Threw him a knuckleball there.
Of course.
I can't believe he threw a first pitch with his jacket buttoned, with dress shoes on.
Yeah. And the
He did a
pocket
great job.
square.
Oh, he did a great job. And then Tech, I think Tech dropped it on purpose. Hey, go pick it up.
Styling
Styling,
as ever.
always.
As Alex Cora said later, it was the first time he entered Fenway Park as a Hall of Famer.
So cool.
Christian Vasquez, very entertaining on a microphone tonight. And listen, Mike, he has a couple of hits. He has scored a run. Now up to 282. Luke Maley, the catcher, taking over for Hedges. They hit for him. Tied up at 6 apiece here in the 8th inning. Tanner Houck up in the pen. Hoping to be pitching with a lead.
I hope so.
Cordero on deck. De Los Santos with a 1-1.
Get in
That's
there.
going to be a foul. Oh boy, not by much. Not by much. But foul.
Wow. That had to have gone over the back fair. Nope. Foul ball. That's close.
Beautiful, very comfortable night at the ballpark once again. Block here, 2-2. Sox playing game number 99. There was Stephan active in their pen.
Another hard thrower.
Hit back toward the hill. De Los Santos with the toss, one away.
JB Sash and Door, the home of the Windows Boys, is proud to be your local Marvin certified installing retailer. For a limited time, save up to $1,500 off the installation of your Marvin window or door. Call JB Sash today to discuss your next project.
Well, quite a night for Franchi.
To say the least.
He's been charged with 3 errors, but he has also scored 3 times. He's walked, doubled, reached on a fielder's choice. And on the double, there were actually 2 errors committed while he was getting a hit.
I know.
So
that's baseball for you. You never know what's going to happen.
That's baseball.
Come to the park every day and see something different.
We'll see how it ends for him tonight. In a 6-6 game. And through there for a strike with a changeup. Bobby Dahlbeck's on deck. Bobby has had a night with 5 RBIs and 2 home runs. Shot out to center field. More off the end of the bat though, and Straw puts that away. And 2 down. Time now for a high string steel play brought to you by New England Chevy Dealers.
Here's that double we talked about earlier. Poor Kwan gets it bat off, gets by him. He's had trouble with that wall all series. And then the ball gets by Hentges. That wasn't a very graceful slide by Baskey either.
Kind of stuck it. Yeah.
He didn't know where to go.
Quan can't wait to get out of town and away from that wall. He's got another game tomorrow night. Dalbec has had a monster game. Can he do it again? Here in the 8th inning and put the Red Sox in front. Now 10 home runs for the third baseman. That'll be a strike. Got the slider in there.
I don't know about that one. Slider off the plate. I don't know if it catches the strike zone. Nope.
Underneath. One.
I think they're pitching around him here. What do you think?
Not much yet. We'll say that.
Those weren't Poppy chants you were hearing either.
That's right.
Those were Bobby chants. I love it.
De Los Santos with a 2-1. And a strike. Evens it up 2-2. They've got Jose Ramirez ready to lead off in the 9th inning. Jackie Bradley on deck.
We got Deuces Wild on the board. I like our chances here.
And in there for strike 3. Throws him 96 miles an hour, and that's all. Subaru of New England and the all-new Subaru Outback Wilderness. SubaruofNewEngland.com. Moderna. See what mRNA could do at aboutmRNA.com. Your local Cadillac dealers, and by Big Bats, big-time bats. Big Papi has reached the pinnacle of success. See the Big Papi Hall of Fame collection at BigTimeBats.com. Great to have you with us tonight. It's late. We're tied up 6 apiece as we go to the 9th. Tim Wakefield, Dave O'Brien, and Jemiah Webster. Tanner Houck now out of the bullpen. And we'll take on 3, 4, and 5 in the Guardian lineup.
I think this is the greatest decision the Red Sox made, putting him as a closer. He's got the right mentality. He's got the right stuff, and he's been dominating ever since he's taken over that job.
Ramirez 0 for 4, which doesn't happen every day. '79 runs batted in. He'll hammer that one foul. Naylor on deck. And a 1-1 from the lanky righty. Cardinals have a 6-1 lead on Toronto in the 9th inning, threatening to snap the Blue Jays' 7-game win streak.
Blue Jays are tough. They can hit.
They fired their manager and they took off.
I know. Four legacy players on one team. Pretty amazing. Got 2 legacy players on Cleveland's team.
And a couple of those Blue Jays legacy guys really serious. High fly down the right field line, but that's going to go foul. Ramirez taking aim at the pesky pole. 2-2. Oakland beat Houston again 4-2.
Wow.
Astros scuffling in that series.
Houston getting hot. I mean, Oakland.
Takes some doing. They're 37 and 63, but the Astros, that's 3 in a row that they have lost.
Feel bad for that city. I know Eck loves it there. There's nobody comes out to watch them play.
No.
Everybody left.
Bounder to the middle. Dahlbeck off balance. Nice play. They get Ramirez, who's 0 for 5. And 1 out in the 9th inning.
You know, it was such a great sports town for all those years.
Oakland,
the Raiders left. The Warriors left.
Yeah, Warriors went downtown San Francisco. And the A's are kind of out there all by themselves. And
yeah.
The commissioner recently said basically it's not an acceptable place for a major league club to play in.
I know. It's not.
We'll see if they stay. Naylor here. He's gone 0 for 4. Red Sox have done a really good job in the middle of their order. These two guys, Ramirez and Naylor, hitless tonight.
0 for 7? 9. No.
Yeah, 0 for 9 at this point. Got to respect this guy's power. He does swing for the fences. And 2-0. Tied up 6-6 in the 9th. Red Sox would have due up Bradley Jr., Sanchez, and Refsnyder in their half of the 9th. There's a drive, socked high and deep to left field toward the monster seats and gone. Naylor with number 14, and he puts Cleveland in the lead in the 9th inning on a solo shot that makes it 7-6. Number 14 for Naylor.
You said he could hit. Tanner Houck trying to throw a backdoor slider. Left it a little bit up. It's supposed to be down and away. Can't make mistakes like that to a hitter like him.
And a bat flip.
Good bat flip too.
And a reaction from the Guardians dugout as they are in front. There's a ground ball by Reyes, picked by Xander Bogaerts. 2 gone. So Tanner Houck gives up the home run, and Miller will be next. Guardians with their 12th hit, and that is their first home run of the ball game. I'd say the outstanding closer and an intimidating force getting ready in their bullpen. Another 247. Yes, does indeed rattle to Sanchez, and that'll retire the side. But the home run puts the Guardians in front as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Baseball on NESN is brought to you by Zenni, the official eyewear of the Red Sox. Lord Hobo, enjoy the game with Lord Hobo Brewing. Granite City Electric Supply, check out GCEnighttrain.com for overnight delivery throughout New England, and by Stop and Shop, feed the moment. Red Sox down a run as we go to last half of the 9th inning. Naylor launching one up to the monster seats to put them in front. 7-6. That allows Tito Francona to bring on one of the great closers in the game, the all-star Emmanuel Clase. He has just been exceptional. In fact, he got the save in the all-star game. And he has 20 with a 135 earned run average in a blazing heater.
20 for 22. That's pretty impressive.
Jackie will be the first man in against him. Red Sox trying to break him up. And come from behind again. Red Sox have been doing it all night.
They have.
Jackie with a base hit, a strikeout, a fly out. And leading it off here in the home end of the 9th inning. And the big right-hander's first one. Moves him back a bit at 98.
That's that natural cut on his fastball at 98 miles an hour.
.99, 1-1. Right-hander formerly with Texas. Before that, the Padres minor league system. 2-1. Acquired by Cleveland a couple of years ago from Texas, along with Delino to Shields, in a deal that sent Corey Kluber to the Rangers.
Another legacy player.
2-1. 100.
Just getting warmed up here. After a 90-something mile an hour slider, he gets 100. Down and in. That's hard to get to.
And a 2-2 to JBJ. Skipped up there at 100. I'll tell you who really appreciated that.
The umpire.
Yeah, Ben May. May just bailed him out.
Wow.
Homer Sanchez on deck.
This ball was, I think he turned his head. Wow.
Crowd trying to be an active participant here. It's a full count. Oof. 99 miles an hour to strike him out, and one gone.
Saw a lot of fastballs, and there's that cutter at 90+ miles an hour, and just couldn't get to it out front. Man, you got to make up your mind quick.
Homer Sanchez has gone 0 for 3. Struck out, popped up, and grounded out this evening. 1 out in the 9th. And strike 1. Slider that time. Tampa Bay trying to hang on and beat Baltimore. 4-3 Rays in the 9th inning. Yankees have fought back to tie the Mets. They're 2-2 in the 9th. Rough Snyder to hit next. 2 strikes on Sanchez. Line shot, but fouled.
Got a grunt out of that one.
0-2 coming. Steady diet of breaking balls here to Yomer Sanchez. He's hitting 118 without a home run.
I don't know why he would throw breaking balls when he throws 100.
Wondering the same thing.
Throw another one, please.
Fly ball in center field. That was a 99-mile-an-hour pitch. 2 down. So Ref Snyder will be the last hope. Rob Bannick for the second time tonight. He's 0 for 1.
Yeah, he got some good wood on it, but it's just down and in enough that he couldn't get it lifted in the air too high to get it out of the ballpark. Fans thought it was.
Oh, she is bummed out.
Oh yeah.
So is he. 2 away. Ref Snyder.
.101. cutter.
Nast. Bases empty. Red Sox down by 1. 2 down, 9th inning. Another one at 100. And nothing straight.
No. They call it a cutter, but that's just natural cut on a fastball.
Right.
101. It's filthy.
Yeah. 2-1. Difference in the game right now, the Naylor home run off of Tanner Houck in the top of the 9th. Clase trying to pin it down here for the Guardians. Here's the 2-1. Fly ball right center field, long run. Straw chasing it, makes the catch. Moved a little bit in that glove, and he knows it. That's the reason he's smiling, but it ends the ball game as Cleveland hangs on 7-6.
I don't know how he caught this ball. That ball was smoked. Oh, he just reached up and it just hit the top of the glove. Oh, it hit the middle of it and almost bounced out. Oh, great play by Straw, unfortunately.
And Cleveland wins it. Final score tonight, the Guardians 7 and the Red Sox 6. TC.